What's up, everyone? It's Jordan with Scale Science, and tonight we're going to do a recap of the 2021 Scale Science SOCOOLER Point Series. I just want to start off by giving everyone who came out to compete a huge shout out. You guys are awesome. Amazing driving this time around. I can't believe the progression everyone's made on our new surface in 3 months, and I can only imagine it's going to get even better from here. These were some of the best battles I've ever seen take place at Scale Science in the 3.5 years we've been open. So everyone out there, give that digital hand clap and applause to everybody who came out and drove. You'll see soon what I'm talking about. I also want to give a shout out to everybody who was behind the scenes. I'm going to do a better job of documenting you guys next time, but specifically give a huge shout out to Joe's wife for running our camera system. You came in clutch. You helped us make a call that we almost missed. And without you doing so, I don't think our comp would have been as successful as it was. I also want to give a huge shout out to Mike. He was our guest judge from Team Yankazoku. Dude, thank you so much for coming down and kind of being our third eye and giving us the perspective from the real drift world. There was a couple calls that you really helped simplify for us and really just kind of keep the progression and the pace of the comp moving forward, man. So I really look forward to the chance to have you come down again and help us judge, or if not, better yet, come down and drive. I definitely want to give a shout out to Jesse as well for taking some amazing photos of all of our cars in action. You got some fantastic shots, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate you helping us document our event. Comp number 3 will be taking place Saturday, May 1st. That is Saturday, May 1st, starting at 11 a.m. We'll be comping all day. Come down, get your points for the series. Remember, for the Super G series, if you compete in 75% of the regional events, you are eligible to go attempt and qualify for the championship. Again, you can go to Super G for the championship if you make it to 75% of the regionals events, or you qualify as the top driver. Hello and welcome to the 2021 Scale Science SOCOOLER Point Series. Starting up round 1. Here's myself and John. First battle, round 1. The RMX here is what I'm in. John's in a YD2. And man, just the RMX this weekend was feeling so dialed. I was really feeling it. My initiations were early enough. Was happy with how much I filled out the first zone. Hit the touch and goes. Nice and deep into that zone. Man, good battle, John. Here was battle number 2. This is Steven versus Daryl. Steven's in his MC1. Nice fill in the clipping zone. Hits the touch and goes. Comes in really nice and solid into that final clipping zone. Good driving, man. Daryl with the spin out. So Daryl in the lead. Gets out. Does a pretty good job of filling out that zone. Hits the first touch and go. Slight scrub on his speed through the transition. And a straight in. But finishes out strong. So errors on both sides. They go one more time. Steven fills out the zone with the touch and go. Daryl spins. And at this point, he is struggling to catch back up. Finishes out the run. Inactive chase. Daryl back in the lead here. Does a really nice job of filling out the zone, but goes a little too deep. Hits the wall and then spins on the first touch and go. Picks it up. Unfortunately, at this point, he's just driving for honor, so good sportsmanship, man. Way to finish out your run. Here we got Ray and Raquel. This was definitely an intense battle. I know Ray has made a huge progression in his driving and his tuning and just overall setup on his car. So night and day, man. You've made a huge improvement. Just you put up a serious fight here against a really, really good driver at our track. So hats off to you, man, when you're driving. Raquel here fills all the clipping zones. Great angle, great speed. Excellent run. Now here we got Ryan. Remember, Ryan was our winner in the first round of the Scale Science SOCOOLER Point Series. And chasing him is Zach. Zach's a new driver to our track. Both fill out the final clipping zone and finish strong. Here we've got Randall in the lead, Andy in the chase. Unfortunately, Randall spins out on the first run. Andy in the lead, Randall in chase. Andy with a good early initiation. Makes it out to that zone. A little wobbly, but definitely fulfills it. Really close to missing the first touch and go. He might actually have missed the first touch and go, if I remember correctly. So we had a driver's field of 15, and this was our way of fulfilling that top 16 slot so we could walk into the second round with no bye runs. So this was our buyback competition. First round here was Randall and Zach. Randall had an unfortunate spin out at the end. Second lap, Zach in the lead. Good early initiation by Zach. Gets out into that clipping zone, shallows up a little towards the end. Makes it through the touch and go. Slight contact from Randall. Both fulfill the second touch and go. And finishing nice and strong. Randall was really putting the pressure on and unfortunately spun again. Figured out he had some loose bolts. Better luck next time, bro. Here we got John and Lil John. All the Johns. Good first zone fill. Hits the touch and go. 1 and 2. And a nice smooth transition into the final zone. Good proximity from the chase. Lil John with the early initiation and finds his way out into the zone and shallows up just slightly at the end. John with a slight correction to make up some ground and loses a little bit of proximity towards the end, but both drivers finish out smooth. Here we got Zach and Ryan. Zach all the way out in the first zone. Ryan hot on his door. Both drivers making nice, smooth transitions here and a smooth finish. Ryan here in lead, early initiation. About half full on the zone. Hits the first and second touch and go. And a real nice finish. Good proximity. We've got Zach and Lil John now for the second round of the buyback. And we do these as single elimination rounds until we have one person standing, and then that person will become that final 16th slot. Lil John here fulfills the first outer zone, gets touch and go 1 and 2. Zach definitely applying the pressure on this run. Both drivers had a few runs under their belts at this point, so you could definitely see everyone getting a little more comfortable on track and shaking some of these nerves. Here we've got Joe and Mac. A little shallow in the first zone, but hits the first touch and go. A little bit of contact from Chase, but both finish out smooth. Little bobble from Joe. Ends up stalling out on the final turn. So both drivers run 0. Mac here fulfills the first zone, both touch and goes, and the last zone. Real nice smooth driving there, Mac. So here they go one more time. Early initiation from Joe. Shallow at the entry of the first outer zone, but does push the car into the second. Both touch and goes. and a real nice finish through the final outer zone. With Mac, same early initiation, fulfills both zones, hits the first touch and go, second, both drivers. Look at Joe putting the pressure on Mac's door. Good driving, boys. Here's John, early initiation against Daryl. Daryl definitely applying the pressure. Oh, nice save. Alright, we got Daryl here on the lead. Really early initiation from Daryl, but gets out into that outer zone and loses it in a spin. Continues out his run. Makes it to the second touch and go. And a nice clean line through the last outer zone. This is Ray and Lil John. Ray fulfills the first half but shallows up in the second. Hits the first and second touch and go. Nice smooth transitions there. John really putting the pressure on his uncle. Little family rivalry here. This was a fun one. Second round. We've got John, early initiation, fulfills the first outer zone, first touch and go, second touch and go, and a real deep throw into the last outer zone. Good proximity from Chase there. They go one more time. Got Ray here. Shallows up again towards the second half. Hits the first touch and go. John's hunting for some proximity, but Ray definitely does pull away. For rebuttal. Here comes Ray. Look at him knocking on that door. Oh yeah. Lil John hits both touch and goes, and both drivers smooth through the finish. Here we've got Mac and Zach. Both drivers fulfill both zones. Mac hits the touch and go. Stalls a little bit in the center transition between the second touch and go, but finishes out smooth. And Zach had good proximity. Early initiation from Zach. Fulfills that whole outer zone. Got the first and second touch and goes. Definitely carrying speed through that second half of the track. Mac stalls out there, loses the proximity over the finish line. Now, the final battle, John won, so he is battling Daniel for that last spot into round 2. Daniel really applying the pressure here. And we don't have the second round, little filming technical difficulty, but they did go one more time. So here's the first run. Lil John, great run through that first outer clipping zone. Hits the first and second touch and goes, no problem. Look at Daniel just right there, right on that door. Great driving from those two. Here's Daniel. Watch Daniel just full gun. He's sending it. On that throttle through the first and second touch and go. Smooth lines, lots of angle, lots of speed. Great driving from a vet at our track. So let's head into round 2. So here's starting round 2. This is myself against Steven. And good initiation, filling the first clipping zone, missing the first touch and go, get in the second. And then coming into the final zone, Steven with the great chase there, really putting the pressure on. And here I was kind of bin it or win it, so I really went in as hard and fast as I could. Strong here through the first zone, but unfortunately, battery failure or bad bullet strikes there. And then again here, causing a straight in and finishing just driving through the line. Heartbreaking. Live to fight another day. Here we had Raquel and Ryan. So this was the finals matchup of round 1. So this was another great one to watch. Sit back and get your popcorn ready. I know the nerves for both drivers were here, but great lead laps from Raquel there. And Ryan here in the lead. Good early initiation. Definitely fills out that zone. Gets a little deeper than initiation. Hits the first touch and go. And the second. And then a real nice smooth finish here from Ryan and Raquel, both applying the pressure. So why not? Let's see him one more time. And on the second round, man, here comes Ryan. He really figured he could put the juice to his car. Raquel was butter smooth all day. And continued here. Now this is Lil Jon and Joe. Lil Jon did progress from round 1. And Joe here was struggling to keep up a little bit, but definitely finished strong here on the next lap. Sorry. Joe fills the first zone, does miss that first touch and go, gets the second, and then finishes strong. Totally fills that final clipping zone. Great angle. Love that camera down there at the end. Here we've got Andy going up against Sam. Andy fills out the first zone, hits the first and second touch and go, and comes in. Sam, great chase there, but unfortunately spins right at the end. Those are always heartbreaking. Here we got Sam in the lead. Early initiation, fills the clipping zone great. Hits the first and second touch and go. Nice angle. And they fill out the zone. Here we've got them again. I believe it was one more time. Sam a little shallower on chase and then does make contact here with Andy. Both drivers finishing out strong. Here we've got Sam back in the lead again. Does a good job. Shallows up a little at the end, but overall fulfilled. Hits the first and second touch and go. A real nice smooth lap here. Great chase from Andy. Here we got Lil Jon and Joe. These two went one more time, I think 3 times. We finally had to ice them and put them on the end because they were just getting better every lap. Here we got Joe in the lead. Late initiation and a little late start into the zone, but does fulfill. Hits the first touch and go. Lil Jon's making up some ground here though. And Joe finishes out his run strong. So round 3, first matchup here, we got Steven and Raquel. Steven does a great job filling out the first zone. Raquel is hot on his tail. Hits first and second touch and go. Nice angle, smooth transition from both drivers. Raquel is on that door. Rocky finish, but if you watch, she was over the line. Raquel does a great job here, filling out the zone. Steven hot on her door as well. First touch and go, and the second. Great transition, and wow, man, that finish actually was a little contact there, unfortunately, so that sealed the fate for that run. On here, Lil Jon putting on a real nice lead, fulfills the first zone and both touch and goes, and comes in strong to the finish. Andy putting on a good chase. On here, early initiation, Andy fills out the zone, really nice. Jon trying to make up some ground, was slightly falling behind. Both drivers have a nice angle, but again, finishing out the run. Andy just held significant ground over the entire run. Andy does make contact here, but is in chase position, so unfortunately some bobble and correction there through the first zone, trying to make up ground, but does a great job making it up. John's putting on super smooth lead here. So our third place battle, Steven versus Lil John. Steven here with a great initiation, fulfills the first zone, misses the first touch and go, hits the second, and a real nice smooth finish from both drivers. Here Lil John initiates early, fulfills the zone. I believe, yep, good finish from both drivers. They go one more time. Steven with great initiation, fulfills the first zone. Lil John does as well, both with the first touch and go and the second. Losing a little ground, has to shallow up a little bit, but great proximity, touches, but over the finish line. But then Lil John, heartbreaking spin out at the initiation, tried to send it a little too hard, living that backy life, and Steven takes third place. Congratulations. So Raquel and Andy in the final. Raquel in the lead here, fulfills the first zone, hits the first touch and go, looking ultra smooth on that SX3. Nice fill on the second clipping zone. Here Andy in the lead. Great start from both drivers. Raquel definitely applying the pressure. Andy fulfilling the full first zone and the first touch and go. Hits the second. Both drivers great proximity, but Raquel is on that door. She seals her fate. Watching it here from another perspective, just nice, fluid, clean lead lap. Andy putting on great pressure there. Does unfortunately fall off a little bit at the end. Makes up some ground and finishes strong. And here on the lead, same thing. Andy puts on a nice smooth lead lap, fulfills the zone. Great angle. Really smooth through the first zone and the first touch and go. Hits the second. And here comes Raquel. Choo choo. Knock knock, she's at the door. Great job, guys. Great work. Love Raquel taking home the win. So awesome. Good job, Raquel. Hope some more ladies will join us and come beat up on the boys on the drift track. Our top three finishers. Got the cars to match the driving. Looking great. Chassis are looking solid. Really showing that those dollars go somewhere, right? Let's hear from the drivers firsthand.
Raquel, how did driving against Ryan? You guys were the final battle in the last round. So you got your rematch today. How did that feel?
Oh my god, it was nerve-wracking. just crazy in general. So, yeah.
Okay. Nerves?
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely nerves. Super nerves.
Definitely.
Even still now, I'm still a little shaky from it.
Can't believe it. All right. Would you say it was the SX3?
Yes. Yeah,
Final,
for sure.
Final call helped out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Added in the motor, the servo, and the ESC to it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said earlier you needed to practice your chase.
Yes.
What did you do to practice your chase? Anything?
Brake more. Definitely, I definitely brake more.
Okay.
I'm used to like full throttle gassing it when I'm lead, so when it comes to chase, I'm like never on my brake, and this time I was just a little bit more on it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said.
So it feels nice. It definitely feels
I'll leave
nice.
that one out of the video.
It's okay. I know you wouldn't mind.
Hell yeah.
We definitely
Same thing as
have
him.
that-
He ain't scared to beat,
that,
right?
Yeah, that back and forth banter. So.
That's why I said. That's why like.
All right, so
I mean, it's definitely nice that I could drift with him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
definitely competitive, but also still like a team.
Yep, for sure.
So, going to next month, do you feel like you're gonna have like a target on your back, like you're the one to beat?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think that's what I've always felt like, you know, from my previous wins and stuff. So
Okay.
I felt a little pressure last time, and then, you know, this time still extra pressure, but
Okay.
I was pulled it through. So
Of all the rounds today, was one the most nerve-wracking?
the win, for the win,
For the win.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than the one with Ryan,
Yeah.
for sure, because I had to redeem myself. So
Definitely.
yeah.
And the one with Andy, it went
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Way quicker than I thought.
But still, it was definitely competitive.
time.
I felt so nervous. Like I said, even still now, I feel like those nerves kicking in, and just, you know, need to chill and maybe get some regular laps in. And
I thought you was gonna anticipate the hit, maybe if I could go off. Like, you know, anticipate the hit. Yeah, you end up like correcting it.
2,000 years later.
All right, Andy, what place did you finish today?
Second.
Second. And did you do any of your... You said the thing you were doing to prep for the comp was tuning everyone else's car, so apparently it helped.
Yeah, it did.
You got a lot of practice.
I put gold decks on my car, gold carbon fiber decks.
Shout out Ronan.
Shout out Ronan.
He saved you. He put you in the second place
Yeah,
today.
my car was driving really well before that too, but it was the gold decks. It was
Gold
all
decks
that.
for the win.
Yeah. Oh, and
You-
I got new axles, Yokomo, the lightweight aluminum front axles, but
Okay.
no tuning changes or anything.
Okay. Which round or matchup was the most nerve-wracking for you today?
The final.
The final. Okay. And if you could go back and do anything different today, what would you have done?
I mean, get more laps, practice.
Practice.
I mean, I think I did pretty well driving, but I could have done better.
Okay.
because you asked me about Daniel.
Do you feel guilty beating your boyfriend Steven?
No.
God. All right.
His girlfriend said she was glad I beat him because he's too cocky.
Keep him humble.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. If you had any advice for someone that's going to compete next month, what would it be?
Practice.
Fair enough. Don't go to Andy for tuning, though.
Get your car tuned by Andy.
Tuning by Andy.
Come to Manji's Tuning.
He already
$100 an hour.
He already tuned one winner.
The whole podium was almost him and Steven.
The
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that taught me and everyone else that I've tuned. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yep.
Hell yeah. What place did you finish in today?
Third.
Third. And what was some things that you did to prepare for the comp today?
Not much, just mess with my shocks. Rebuilt them before the comp and then mess with some preload in the back.
Okay. And which car were you on today?
Reve-D MC1.
MC1? Okay. What's something that you would do to prepare for next month's comp?
Try to get slower in a drift so I can like some of those
Hey,
slower
man.
guys not have to like choke out and then straighten.
Okay.
So keep it clean whenever I'm slow.
Okay.
Yep.
What was the most nerve-wracking round that you were in today? Or matchup?
Probably my first one, just because I really didn't want to hit him because I know he's, no offense to him, he's not the cleanest line, so I just didn't want to hit him and have him be too slow, and I just didn't want to tap it for first one. I was messing
Yeah.
with the most. for
Had to
sure.
be more cautious than usual.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Lastly, I hope you can tell by the styles of driving, although it was a fierce competition and everybody put their best up, I got the feeling that everyone had a really good time. In fact, everyone kind of hung out after the comp for at least another hour to an hour and a half and just talked and kind of downloaded on all the things that just took place. Like it was an intense couple hours. I had to go outside and just kind of get catch my breath a little bit, get some fresh air because it got tense inside, just as far as, like everyone was in the zone. Everybody was ready to compete. Everybody just had their game faces on. And I was just thoroughly impressed by everybody's sportsmanship, and everybody just really, really made it an event to remember. And I'm already excited for next month. So looking forward to seeing you guys join us for our next event, May 1st. That's Saturday, May 1st. That is the comp number 3 for the 2021 point series. Hope to see you there.
Let's do it. You are now listening to Fourth Eye.